Hello everybody and welcome to the video. Today I'm bringing you guys another challenge series, and this time you guys got to actually pick it. So a couple days ago I had put up a poll on YouTube, which is here, and this poll essentially gave you guys 4 options of challenge accounts that you guys would like to see me do, and you guys went for the obvious choice. You could see by the name, but the 4 options that I gave you was LD only, Nat 4s and Nat 5s only, 2As only, and then the attribute disadvantage challenge, which essentially with the last one is where I would have to beat certain dungeons using monsters that have an attribute disadvantage. So like if I wanted to beat giants, I had to bring fire units, which holy crap would be one hell of a challenge. I mean, I couldn't imagine attempting to do that, but we would have had to find a way. But you guys, of course, chose LD only. Now, I'm aware we had attempted this a couple months back, but so many things came up, and I just ended up forgetting about the account. And I did want to continue it, but I was like, why not just ask you guys to make double sure, and if you guys still wanted LD content, then we'd make a new account. Because, honest to God, I went on that account, and I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea what my goals were for that account, so I think it'd be a little bit more fun to just start from scratch. I think it's a cool little neat adventure. So why not? So the first thing we should probably discuss is our team. I mean, what team should we use to beat Giants Beat 10? Now, like I mentioned before, we had attempted this before, so we do have an idea of what units we want to use. The first unit to this team is, of course, going to be Veramos. I mean, Veramos is just such a great unit. If you're it doesn't even matter like what type of account you're running, fuse Veramos first. I mean, he's just such a useful unit. I mean, he has an HP lead, 33% is really good. His passive is amazing. Cleanse, heals, attack bar pushing. What more can you ask for in a passive? Second skill is an AoE stun that deals damage based off of enemy's max HP. And if the enemy doesn't get stunned after his attack, reduces their attack bar by 50% with a 100% chance every 3 turns. And this one places dots and does damage according to his attack speed. So, really good unit, of course. I mean, he's OP. I mean, for beginners. I mean, and even later on, I mean, we could eventually get him on some like Rage Blade set. But for now, of course, we'll get him on a typical Despair set maybe. We'll just get him on a regular set, and then eventually when we get more runes, we'll transition him over to a damage build, and then to another build. The other units that we're going to use are obviously Crow. I mean, they give you guys Crow in the beginning for free, and I've seen some comments where like, hey, I can't find Crow's mission. When you get to Dimensional Hole, when you beat the storyline and you beat the world boss and all that stuff, and they unlock this Dimensional Hole missions, he's all the way at the beginning. You just got to enter the Dimensional Hole. And then we could also potentially get a Light Dark with this. So we're going to definitely have to beat this. That's definitely going to be a goal. But, Crow's definitely a good unit. I mean, his 2A is very powerful. And the good thing about him is you could build him on a bit of tanky runes, which is what we're going to probably want to do. I mean, attack crit damage HP or HP crit damage attack, whatever we could throw him on. Works totally fine because he does damage based off of harmful by the amount of harmful effects, so we can get out a lot of damage. But if we want to use him for for Rift Beast, which we're going to want to do that eventually, then we might not be able to. I mean, it really depends. We'll see what happens. But skill 1 is a defense break and continuous damage, which is really good. More dots for beating. I mean, he's not. You're not going to really care about the dots he's placing, but the defense break is what's important. The skill 2, the team up, where he's dealing damage based off of harmful effects and an ally. Pretty helpful. And skill 3, attacks the enemy, leaves branding, and the damage increases based off of harmful effects every 3 turns. And we can actually increase the branding to last for 3 turns. So the branding will just be there pretty much permanently. So we are going to want to double him. Or I know people are like, oh, just, 2A, another Inagami. I don't got time for that, okay? I don't got time for that. no, I'm not gonna do that. Like, no. But yeah, I mean, Crow. The next 3 units are gonna be Fraun and Lauren, which Lauren, really good attack bar manipulator, good defense break, good slows, good glance. I mean, does she? No, she puts disturb HP recovery. What is the other? Oh, she puts slows, I think. Did I say slows? Slows, defense break, disturb HP recovery, and she strips. I mean, just generally a good unit. And then we got Fraun. Fraun reduces attack bar, reduces attack power, healing, and then immunity, attack buff, and then even more healing. Eventually we'll get rid of Fraun, and then eventually get rid of Lauren when we get more units, but I would like to see what units we could potentially get that would replace them. But for now, they work. I mean, Bella Dion works, I guess. Now, for the last unit, I know we already know. I mean, what was it? We used in the last one, Fami, which we can get from the Ancient Coin Shop. But I was looking at some other units. I mean, we might not use them. I mean, these are like passing thoughts. But I was looking at him, because he does damage based proportionate to the target's max HP. Attack power decrease. He puts continuous damage, which this sucks. I mean, he just sucks in general, but I would like to see him on some damage. Gains immunity against freeze and stun effects, and your attacks deal additional damage proportionate to the target's max HP. I think that would be pretty funny if we could get him on a damage build. But regardless, Fami's probably going to be the one that we use, just because Ancient Coin Shop, and she's a good unit. I mean, she's got a crit damage lead. Her first skill does stuff based off of attribute advantages or disadvantages, so we'll read this out. Attacks the enemy with a magical arrow and decreases the defense for 2 turns if you have an advantageous attribute, and decreases the attack power for 2 turns if the attribute is the same, and then stuns the target for 1 turn if you have a disadvantageous attribute. The damage increases by 15% for each harmful effect on the enemy. So she would probably be decreasing attack power, or she might not do anything at all, because it says same attribute. But whatever. Skill 2, AoE, attack speed slow, and this has an increased crit rate. The third skill, I think, is my favorite from Fami, where she will attack 2 times. When you consider that she's fighting the Giant's boss. So, attacks the enemy with a powerful magic arrow that stuns and decreases the target's defense for 2 turns with a 60% chance each. Powerful magic arrow, so she attacks like 2 times or something. After attacking, recovers a turn instantly if the enemy is not stunned. So she'll get out a couple hits, a couple attacks, which means we might have to build her a little bit tanky, but again, we'll see. So, with that being said, let's move on to the next thing. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about was what I've been doing since I've created this account and what I hope to get done by the next one. I think by doing this, it'll give us like a good schedule, or it'll give us a goalpost to have had done by the next video, right? So if I say, hey, I want to get this done, I'll know to aim for it. So I don't want to just free ball it. I want to really aim for a certain goal. So obviously our goal is to get Giants done, so we can start getting some runes, and maybe potentially start aiming for some of these free LDs, like the ones you can get from secret dungeons, and even the ones you can get in Ancient Coin Shop, which we already know which one we're aiming for first. We're aiming for Fami first. But before we get to that, what I've been doing since I created this account, let's see. Well, the first few days of this account's creation, I let it sit. I created it, and then I was like, well, the answer is pretty obvious. You guys want LDs, but I'm going to let it sit for a little while. I could always reset the account or whatever if you guys, for some reason, choose a different option. But you guys stayed with the LD, which is fine. I'm happy with it. I think it's going to be a bit of a challenge. Everything's going to be a challenge. It always is. But, and then yesterday, I got a day off of work, finally, and farmed all day. And I got myself through the story mode, and I even farmed some attribute essences. I did get stuck on one of the missions, which was the world boss mission. By the time I got to this, the world boss was on cooldown, so I couldn't do anything. I think it was by the time I got to that mission, the world boss had 7 hours to cool down, and I had to go to sleep in 2 hours. So I was like, you know what? Let's just go to sleep. And then, of course, today I had work. I had worked so much in the last 2 weeks. I think I had 2 days off within the last 14 days, which is not good. But don't worry, I'm gonna take a vacation soon. You guys need to tell me if you want me to do like a vlog of my vacation. 'Cause, I mean, it's not gonna be a good one, but I'm gonna be going to a hotel and all that stuff, and going out for Korean hot dogs, whatever that is, or corn dogs, something like that. Anyways, but I had been just working like crazy, so it's like I couldn't get too much done. So while I was waiting for the world boss to complete, I was farming for essences the entire time. So I just got started to farming on the dark ones, but I think the light ones I was farming for a little bit. So you can see here, I mean, I awakened a couple units, so I have less essences now. So I awakened him, and her. I hope that makes sense. Him, and her. Yeah, that's totally specific. But I just had to stall for time. I had to, level up slowly and farm a bit. I couldn't continue going through the missions. Not that that's super important, but I didn't have really any direction, which is why we're creating our direction now. So what is our direction? What do we hope to do by the next video? Yes, please. 1,000 energy? Yes. What do we hope to do by the next video, right? Because what I've done so far, it really is nothing. It's always going to be the same answer. Get through the story, get as many LD scrolls as I can, see what my options are. Well, obviously by the next video, I want to have Veramos. I want to have Veramos and everyone 6-starred, right? Franz, obviously already 6-starred, but Crow 6-starred. But Lauren, Veramos is going to be 6-starred. Hopefully I can get my hands on Fammy. But if not, you know what? Should we make things fun? I'll let you guys choose, right? I'll let you guys choose. Tell me in the comments, do I choose Fammy and have a little bit of fun with Fammy as one of my units in the thing, in my Giants team? Or do we go with Decaramon? Do you want to see some Decaramon gameplay? I low-key kind of want to use Decameron. I mean, he's not going to be super useful, but he does damage based off of enemies' max HP. Continues damage as and he does it every 2 turns, but he decreases his attack power. He's not that good, but I think he'd be funny. He'd be really funny. Can we see enemies' max HP? Damage to enemies' HP. LD units. We could also, if we can manage to get our hands on him, decreases the inflicted blah blah blah. Second skills damage to enemies max HP. We could also, if we could also get our hands on her. No, her light version is better. Dang, that or we could maybe get him, but he's better with Necropolis. I don't know. You guys choose. Do you want to make it harder on me or make it easy on me? I'll probably just go Fammy anyways. But I don't know. I thought it'd be a little bit of a fun thing. But yeah, by the next video, I want to have Veramos completed. I want to have him 6-starred and have him on his whatever runes. On the violent set that they give you. We'll probably use the runes that we get off of the monster fusion here. Or we'll just use the ones that we got from what is it called, from Summoner's Way, or is it called Summoner's Way? It's a new user support where we got the violent runes. Wow, this is crit. Hold up, what? We could totally no, we wouldn't be able to. We could shoot. We could throw Veramos on the Vampire Revenge set. Let me stop. Dude, I think it's going to be fun. I don't know. So yeah, by the next video, get Veramos done. Have everyone 6-starred. Have Crow almost 2.8. I'll probably have to do level 3 or so on him. That, or we can get him all skilled up. So Crow probably won't be done by the next video, but we'll have him and everybody else skilled up at least. I think that's a good goal to aim for. But until then, until we get to that point, I guess I'll see you guys on the next one. I know this is a weird video, but I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.